Why is it that after a Limerent episode, you feel sad or that you crave to be in Limerence again, even through all the suffering that you may have gone through? We can take a physiological route and say that this is a byproduct of the lack of dopamine, which perhaps made you addicted to this person in the first place. And so what you're experiencing now is a withdrawal. And these complex mechanisms in the brain is critical information for understanding limerence. But I want to add another layer, and that is the psychosocial spiritual lens, which really looks at the meaning behind limerence, the meaning that you assign to it, the deeper parts of you, the one that holds this experience private. Because I think it is in this dimension of our experience where we can discover and free ourselves from the beliefs that cause us suffering. There have been numerous reports that talk about the central themes of limerence. In that way, it becomes quite universal. Many folks describe this pre-limerent stage as these months that are leading up to this episode, marked by transition and grief or even depression, midlife crises. So imagine going from total chaos or nothingness to something that being this limerent object, this person, this limerence makes sense. And it feels like everything suddenly is worth it. So in contrast, it's going to feel more poignant. But what's missing now in this moment isn't them. And it never was. The inescapable truth about limerence is that it is a mind-altering state. And that means that it distorts and shifts our perceptions of reality. In a limerent episode, all the associations that you make lead back to them. You hear a song they like, you think of them. Maybe you go to a concert, you start dressing differently, anything to impress them. You build your whole life around them without question. But the reality is, and the one that's hard to bear, is the fact that you are alone. And I think sadness comes from realizing that. If you properly allow yourself to grieve, there is an end to suffering. And this process is the harder path. It's painful. And it's going to require you not to necessarily just look backwards or forwards into the future, but also, and more importantly, the present moment. A moment to just observe your emotions and all the narratives that you are attached to playing out in your mind and seeing them for what they are. When you're in that limerent illusion, you ask questions like, is there something between me and the yellow? Or why do I have limerence with this person? When it's really not about them. It's about you and everything that you long for. So a better question, or I should say a more grounded question, would be to ask yourself, what is it about this present moment that I am trying to escape? And like any addiction, there's a desire to escape into a fantasy for relief, for feeling alive. And we can look at how limerence functions like an addiction for those reasons, where it can start off by feeling really good, and then eventually you lose grip of your life and you realize that even the sense of freedom that you got from these fantasies was also an illusion. It starts to control you more than you control it. I'm not saying that you didn't genuinely care about this person or dismissing that this person has great qualities that you really want in a partner or for yourself. But one of the greatest lies that we have all adopted is that the greatest source of love comes from someone else, from outside of us. And limerence fits that illusion. It's why romantic love feels like the pinnacle. Every song, every movie, every story reinforces this intensity, this longing, this possession of another person. It's contingent upon reciprocation. But the truth is, the source of love has always come from you, in your mind. And that doesn't diminish how powerful that is. You can say that it was an expression or a reiteration of the ultimate source of love that already lives inside of you. You can call it your higher power or God or love. Simply, real love, it can never get destroyed, not even when it isn't returned. If you're still holding on to this idea that this other person is the only way to feel alive and to feel whole, or even if you hold on to this new idea that the only way to move forward is to hate them and find all the negative qualities, then you'll continue to be stuck, because those avenues still lead back to them and not to the greatest source of power. And the only way is to turn inwards. As Marianne Williamson said, seek and find all the barriers you have built against love. And so this sadness is not just sadness about this other person. It's a separation from the truth. It's a sadness from the separation of what real love is and where it comes from. The sadness can be looked as grief, and it can also be looked as an invitation to understand yourself more deeply and to discover the love that you were chasing outside of yourself and return it back to yourself. If you are struggling with limerence, I hope that you have the courage to turn inwards and receive healing. If you want more resources, I provided free links to workbooks. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.